Hi guys. Hello. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Drogs. This is Fully Painted Miniatures, and I'm doing a series of Let's Plays or solo playthroughs of Aeons End, 2nd edition. Sorry, my previous video got screwed up, so I'm going to start over from the beginning. So, Aeons End, 2nd edition. I just knocked over a bunch of boxes. I've been going through, playing through the different nemesises, kind of learning the game as I go, and I've been playing using randomizers. So I do that for all of my playthroughs. I think it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more challenging. It forces me to use a lot of combinations I wouldn't normally pick, and it helps me to learn the game better. So I feel like if I were to pick what spells I wanted, I would do a much better job of it now than I would have had I played even twice as many games, but had been picking the whole time. So for this game, this is going to be my 4th attempt to defeat the Rageborne on expert difficulty. So the difference between normal difficulty and expert difficulty when you're facing Rageborne is his special ability is that he gains Fury tokens every time he unleashes. He also starts the game with 1. And anytime he has 4 Fury tokens, he gets an extra attack that comes out of this strike deck here, that then gets reshuffled. In normal difficulty, after he strikes, you remove 3 Fury tokens. In expert difficulty, you only remove 1. So if he were to say, end up with 6 Fury tokens because he unleashed a bunch of times, which definitely happens. In normal difficulty, he would strike once. On expert difficulty, he's going to strike 3 times. So that is really crucial, and that's why this is my 4th time attempting this, because I've been getting my butt kicked. So I need to keep those Fury tokens down, not let him unleash at any cost. But this 4th attempt, I'm still playing with randomizers. I did make up a rule that if I lose 5 times, during the 6th attempt, I will pick my own cards. I think that's fair. Nobody wants to see me fail at this 13 times in a row. But it might be fun to watch me lose 5-6 times in a row. I don't know. Yeah, I might watch that. So, anyway, going to start off the 4th time. I am going with Lash, the Breach Mage Scout, and Zaxos, the Breach Mage Adept, as my mages for this go-round. They're a little bit, I think they have some good synergies, and I haven't played them together yet, so I want to try them out. So Lash is going to start, his unique card is Quartz Shard, which is really cool. It acts as a crystal and generates 1 power, but it also allows you to reveal the top card of the turn order deck. You may then place that card on the bottom or the top of the turn order deck. If you reveal a player turn order card, you gain an additional power. So basically, I have a 2 out of 3 chance of this generating 2 power. And if that doesn't work and it's a 1 out of 3, I get a Nemesis card. I then get to put that Nemesis card on the bottom of the deck. And I still get 1 power. So that's a really, really powerful starting card. He also starts with 3 crystals and 1 spark. And his deck is going to be 3 crystals with 2 sparks. His starting breaches, his first one is open. His second is a 3 cost. Third is a 9. And 4th is a 7 to open those up. And his special ability is Quicken Thought. You can activate it during either player's phase, and it allows you to shuffle any player's turn order card back into the turn order deck. That player then suffers 1 damage. So I could shuffle either the 1 or the 2 player card back into the deck, basically giving that mage a 3rd activation for that round. Costs 1 life for 5 focus tokens. Second mage is Zaxos. His special ability is an upgraded spark. It's a spell called Flare. Cast, reveal the top card of the turn order deck, and then place it back on top of the turn order deck. If you reveal the player turn order card, deal 3 damage. Otherwise, deal 1 damage. So it's a spark that has a 2 out of 3 chance of being upgraded to 3 damage. Pretty cool. His breaches, first one's open. Second's going to have a 5 cost. It's pretty high for a second breach. Third is a 9, and fourth is a 10. So his breaches are significantly more expensive to open than Lashes are. He also starts with 4 crystals for his first hand, and then his deck is going to be 4 crystals with 1 spark. And then his special ability is Metaphysical Link. Activate during either player's phase. The players collectively gain 4 charges. I can divide those up how I choose. Just put life tokens up. Reveal the turn order deck completely, and then return the cards in any order. So what's really cool about that ability is I can use it and then give 4 charges right back to Zaxos, so he can use it again the next turn. So once I get that up, I'm going to want to be able to activate that every round to basically keep both of the Rageborne's activations right at the end, hopefully. Or split them up, either way, so that they're easier to handle. You know, have one go early and then one at the very end. And then use Lash's ability. So the idea is, on expert difficulty, I'm having a really hard time doing enough damage. I think the first game I only did 2 points of damage to the Rageborne before he killed Gravehold. I need to do something where I'm either generating extra cards or extra activations, or manipulating activations so that they're not kicking my butt. All right, so because I'm restarting the video, I'm going to redraw my randomizers. So we'll see what we get. I've already shuffled these. I just want you guys to watch. Let's see. Yeah, actually shuffled them on camera a little bit. They have been pre-shuffled. I'm not trying to rig this in any way. So what are we getting? Searing Ruby, Clouded Sapphire, Verswood Amber. So 3, 4, 6. Very nice. Next we're going to do Relics. Yeah, so if you've been following along, starting to get towards the end, I think, of, well, I guess not the end, because all I've done is gone through the first 4 Nemesises, and now I'm going through them on Expert. So it's probably going to take me more attempts. And then I'm going to go through the expansion. Well, anyway, if you have any particular board games, Mage's Talisman, Unstable Prism, I do have some that I already own. I was planning on doing Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion next. That'll take 25, 30 videos. So plan on increasing the frequency a little bit. Hopefully I can get up to 5 videos a week and have 1 a day, Monday through Friday. You know, people can come back and watch them at any time. So hopefully I can get that going. Get that done in about 6 weeks. But I also have Zombicides, I have Black Plague, I have Green Horde, I have Wolfsburg. Black Plague and Wolfsburg I painted. I'm almost done with Green Horde. I also have Friends and Foes and Neuros for the Wicked, but I haven't even opened those yet. So that'll take me a little while to paint. I also have Massive Darkness 2, but I have all that. It's like 350 minis. I haven't painted any of them. So that's going to take a little bit. Alright, spells. Ignite. That's a good one. Spectral Echo. Arcane Nexus. And Phoenix Flame. So, happy with those. I also got some more card games like, I have Spire's End Hildegard, a couple Roll and Rights. So just some different things. I really like dungeon crawls. There's a few I want to get my hands on, but I also wouldn't mind getting something like Mage Knight, if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing. Mage Knight solo playthroughs. I don't know. It's so long, I've heard that. I haven't played it yet myself, but I know those playthroughs can be 3-4 hours, and I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in or not. So if you do have any preferences on specific games or genres or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. Anything specific you would like to see, and I'll see if that's something. I'm not gonna get something I don't like, but that doesn't mean I won't go out and get something next that I've already kind of had my eye on, or that I think might be a good fit. So just, let me know what you think. Engagement is key. If you guys don't talk to me, I don't know what you're thinking. And I want to give you what you want. Give people what they want. And I just got to find my the stuff that you guys want that I like too. It's that simple. All right, sorry, my caffeine wore off a little bit. Had an unexpected visitor show up and kind of throw me off when I was in the middle of recording this. So we're gonna try to get it going, see how we do. But I feel like I lost a little bit of my momentum. The previous video seemed a lot better. All right. Let's check out our store. So I always do them cheapest to most expensive. So we're going to start out with Verswood Amber. It is a 3-cost gem. When you gain this, you may place it on top of your deck, and it generates 2 power. So quick starter. It's very nice. We also have a 4-cost Searing Ruby. This is a good one. Gains 2 power. But you can also gain an additional power, so it becomes a 3-power generating card, as long as you use it to purchase a spell. So that is the most efficient, cost-wise way to purchase spells. I just bent the card. I can't believe I just did that. I just marked the card. That's too bad. All right, Clouded Sapphire. That's a 6-cost gem. It's the most expensive gem in the starter set. You gain 3 power, but the first time you use this on your turn, it also generates a single special ability charge for your ally. So that's effectively generating 5 power every time you use it. Then we also have Unstable Prism. I like this card quite a bit. It's basically an upgraded crystal. It's 3 cost. Play a gem in hand twice and destroy it. So it allows you to destroy a crystal and generate 2 power doing it. And if you don't want to destroy a gem, you can gain 2 power. You can also use it to destroy like a Clouded Sapphire and gain 6 if you really wanted to. Then for 5 cost, we have Mage's Talisman. It's a very powerful relic. Gain 1 charge, and ally also gains 1 charge. So every time that comes up, they both go. Very nice. It's a little pricey at 5, but I don't have any other 5-cost cards. Then we have Spectral Echo, a 3-cost spell. Deal 2 damage. You may destroy a card in your hand. Very nice for curating your deck. Then we also have Phoenix Flame, a 3-cost spell. Does 2 damage. You may lose 1 charge to deal 2. Oh, I've never seen this card before. Huh. This must be the last one in the deck I haven't seen. I thought this was something else. So it deals 2 damage. You may lose 1 charge to deal 2 additional damage. That's okay. You know, it can turn into a 4 damage spell, even a 5 damage in a 3rd or 4th breach. In the world that was, there were great birds born of fire and ash. They were thought to be immortal, and yet none now remain. Yeah, I've never seen that one before. Probably wouldn't take that with Spectral Echo if I were picking them, but it's fine. Also got Ignite, which also does 2 damage. It's a 4-cost spell, but it generates a 1 charge for your ally. So I could potentially have Clouded Sapphires, Mage's Talismans, and Ignites, and just be rolling in special ability charges. And then Arcane Nexus is our 7-cost spell. While prepped, once per turn during your main phase, you may return a gem you played this turn to your hand. Deal 4 damage. Cast, deal 4 damage. So it's a 4 damage spell. So none of these are crazy high damage. I don't have anything that can potentially do like 6. I have 2 that can do 4. Moving up to 5 in Breach 3 or 4. But it's not terrible. Definitely have a good economy. So Verswood Amber is going to let me get those cards into my deck earlier. Searing Ruby is going to help me to buy the more expensive spells. Clouded Sapphire, Mage's Talisman, and Ignite are all going to generate charges. Phoenix Flame does more damage by spending charges. Unstable Prism and Spectral Echo are going to let me curate my deck. And Arcane Nexus also helps your economy. So you can do something like use a Searing Ruby and then use a Searing Ruby again and generate up to, say, 6 power if you're buying spells. So pretty cool. There's no 2-cost spell. So my only 2 power option is to generate a charge. If I have 3 power, I have 4 options. I can take a Verswood Amber, an Unstable Prism, Spectral Echo, or a Phoenix Flame. That's a lot of options for 3 power. If I have 4 power, I can take a Searing Ruby or an Ignite. But that's it. I don't have any 2-cost where I can combine with a charge or take 2 2-costs. So little limited at 4. 5, okay, I can take a Mage's Talisman, or I can take a Verswood Amber, Unstable Prism, Spectral Echo, or Phoenix Flame with a charge. So that's not that big of a deal. And then at 6, I can take a Clouded Sapphire. I could also take any of my 4 3-cost spells twice. I could also take an Ignite or Searing Ruby with a charge. And then at 7, I can take the Arcane Nexus, or combine the Searing Ruby and Ignite with one of the 3-cost spells, or I could take a Mage's Talisman with a charge. So it's not... The only one I'm really limited on, I would say, is 4-cost, which is a pretty common power generate. But we'll see how that goes. So that one, I love Ignite and I love Searing Ruby, so I don't mind buying all of those. Okay. Let's get started. I've been talking long enough. Okay, first turn is going to Ash. He is going to generate power, or prep his Spark. Sorry. Haven't played in about a week. And he's going to reveal the turn order card. And he's going to place that on the bottom using the Quartz Shard. He also generates 4 power. Buys a Searing Ruby. His next turn, 3 power, 2 sparks. And he goes again. He's going to cast Spark for 1 damage. bringing the Rageborne 69. He's going to generate 3 power with his 3 crystals and open his second breach, and then prep both of his sparks. And he is done for the round. On his next turn, he's going to have 3 crystals, a Searing Ruby, and a Quartz Shard. And Zaxos goes next. He's going to prep his Flare. And he's going to spend 4 on a Searing Ruby. And his next turn is another 4 with a Spark. Nemesis goes next. And we get a first minion, Provoker. 5 health. Persistent. Gravehold suffers damage equal to the number of Fury tokens that Rageborne has. Okay, not that big of a deal. With this current setup, Rageborne only has 1 token. Next, we get Zaxos. Again, he is going to cast Flare. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. It is a Nemesis card. So this deals 1 damage. Bringing the Provoker down to 4. He is then going to prep a Spark, and he's going to spend 4 crystals for an Ignite. His next turn is going to be 4 crystals and a Searing Ruby. Nemesis is going to go first, though. Gravehold suffers damage. So Gravehold is going to suffer 1 damage because there's 1 Fury token. Then we draw another card. Cleave. Rageborne strikes. It's going to be the discard pile. Strike. The player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage. Zaxos is going to take that. That brings him from 10 to 8. And that shuffles strike deck. So interestingly enough, that actually causes the Rageborne, because he used the strike deck, to lose his 1 Fury token. So he now has 0 Fury tokens, so the next time Provoker activates, it won't actually do anything. It's like the one saving grace. Now, I will say I do not have any way to heal either of my players. So what they got is what they got. There's no cards that can heal. There's in the store, or no special abilities, none of that. And Lash's special ability does damage them as well. All right, so Nemesis is going to go first. Provoker, like I said, is going to do 0 damage because there are no Fury tokens. So see what card he gets. Eye of Nothing. Power 2. So this activates in 2 more activations. I can discard it by spending 6 power. Power 2 unleashed twice, which is going to create 2 Fury tokens. So I want to get rid of that. Even though he's at 0, I want to keep him at 0 as long as possible. All right. 2, Zaxos. He's going to cast his Spark, do 1 damage to the Provoker. He then is going to generate 6 power, 7 towards a spell. Arcane Nexus. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. And so on his next turn, Flare, Ignite, and 3 crystals. Yeah. Okay. Lash is going to go first. And cast both Sparks. Deal 2 damage to the Provoker, bringing it to 1. And then is going to generate power. Quartz Shard allows him to reveal the top card. Okay, so the Quartz Shard is going to generate 2. So that is worth 5 power. 7 from the Searing Ruby, 8 towards a spell. So I'm going to take an Ignite and a Searing Ruby. And on Lash's next turn, he's going to have 3 crystals and 2 sparks. And he goes again. I'm going to prep both sparks. He only has 3. So I will buy Spectral Echo. On his next turn, he's going to have Spark, Ignite, Searing Ruby, Court Shard, and a Crystal. Nemesis goes first. We loot. Provoker goes first. There are still 0 Fury charges, so that still does nothing. We remove the power charge off Eye of Nothing. So the next time that Rageborne activates, he will unleash twice. And we got a Banesire. 6 health, persistent, unleash. Every time Rageborne activates, he unleashes. So I really need to generate that 6 power. I really should have done something about that. Oh well. I kind of forgot. Alright, Zaxos is going to go next. That's annoying. He's going to prep Ignite. He's going to spend 3 on Bristwood Amber. Hold on to his Flare. So he's only going to draw 4 cards. So he's going to keep the Flare, Bristwood Amber, Arcane Nexus, Spark, and a Crystal. And that's the end of round 2. Not terrible. Not great either. I like the store. Store's nice. I think I got pretty lucky with that. Alright. Zaxos first. Ignite for 2 damage. I'm going to do that to the Banesire. Bring him from 6 to 4. And that generates single charge for Lash. And then going to prep Arcane Nexus. That's going to allow me to generate 2 power with the Bristwood Amber. I can then recall it using the Arcane Nexus, generate it again, effectively gaining 4 power. And then 5 with the Crystal. Still don't have the 6 for the Eye of Nothing, but I did generate 5 power. So I'm going to use that to buy the Mage's Talisman. And then I have to hold on to the Flare and the Spark. So I only draw 3. I don't think I played that correctly, but that's okay. Searing Ruby and 2 crystals. That's not 6 either. Nemesis goes first. So Provoker doesn't do anything because there's no Fury tokens. Eye of Nothing does activate though, and that generates 2 Fury tokens for Rageborne. So that's what I was trying to avoid. And then Banesire activates, that generates a 3rd Fury token, so not good. And then we get Unrelenting Ire, he's going to unleash, so that generates a 4th Fury token. If there are 2 Nemesis turn order cards in the turn order discard pile, unleash 2 additional times. Wow. Luckily there aren't. So that's what I was talking about. I had 0 on the board. If this was on his 2nd activation, there would be 6 right now, and he would strike 3 times, which could do 10, 11 damage to Gravehold or kill one of my players, potentially. He's no joke. And there he goes again. Okay. Oh, sorry. He has 4 Fury tokens, so he's going to strike. Gravehold suffers 5 damage, bringing it to 24. Nothing I can do about it. These strike decks, these don't have charge up times, they don't get power counters, they don't have the ability to discard. They just mess you up. That's it. and we remove 1 Fury token. Now, Nemesis is going to go again. Provoker is going to do 3 damage to Gravehold, bringing it to 21. Banesire is going to unleash, bringing them back to 4 Fury tokens. And then we get a new power. Woven Sky to discard 3 cards in hand. Power 2, unleash. Any player suffers 4 damage. So, not good. That said, I will discard of that right now. I will get rid of my Spark, my Flare, and my Crystal to eliminate Woven Sky. I don't want to deal with that. And next we have Lash. Okay, first Spark is going to kill the Provoker, dealing 1 damage. The second Spark is going to do 1 damage to the Banesire, bring him down to 3. Lash is going to prep Spark and Ignite, and then going to generate power. The Court Shard is going to generate 2 power, 3 from the Crystal, and now we get 5, 6 if I use towards a spell. So I will take an Unstable Prism and a Spectral Echo. Three. And Lash's next hand is going to have Searing Ruby, Spectral Echo, and 3 crystals. He goes again. Spark and Ignite are both going to be cast, generating 3 damage, killing the Banesire. Yay! That's pretty good. So I've cleared the Nemesis board. It also generates 1 charge for Zaxos. He's then going to prep Spectral Echo. And then he's going to generate 5 power, 6 for spell. I'm going to do the same thing. Spectral Echo, Unstable Prism. See if I can get rid of those starter cards early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 crystals, 2 sparks, Unstable Prism. And Zaxos' turn. Arcane Nexus. I can cast for 4 damage. Or I could leave it and get 2 rubies. I'm going to leave it. Use ruby twice. Then the crystal. So that generates 5 power, 7 towards a spell. And I'm going to take a Spectral Echo with a Searing Ruby. 2, 3, 4, 5. And his next turn is going to be 5 crystals. Better. Oh. Did I forget to strike last time with him? I did. The player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage. That's Zaxos. So Zaxos is down to 6. Lash is still at 10. I've only done 1 damage so far to the Rageborne. And he's sitting right there at 3 Fury tokens. He's already striking my ass. We'll see. Spectral Echo, I will cast that, deal 2 damage, bringing Rageborne down to 67. Allows me to destroy a card in my hand. I'm going to destroy Spark. With a prep a Spark, I will use Unstable Prism to destroy a crystal, generating 2 power. And then I will generate 3rd power using my other crystal. I'll take the Unstable Prism. Next turn, Crystal, Quartz Shard, Searing Ruby, Spectral Echo, and a Spark. Zaxos is going to go next. He is going to cast Arcane Nexus. It's going to do 4 damage, bringing Rageborne down to 63. He's going to generate 5 power, 5 Mage's Talisman. Next turn is Ignite, Mage's Talisman, Firstwood Amber, Crystal, and a Flare. Nemesis, nothing on the board. Lay Waste, Unleash twice, generates 2 Fury tokens, and any player suffers 2 damage. So Lash is going to drop to 8, and he is now going to strike twice. First is Convoke, any player suffers 4 damage. Wow. So that brings Lash down to 4. Gets rid of 1 Fury token. So we now have Lash at 4, Zaxos at 6, again with no way to heal. And Greyfold suffers 3 damage, bringing it to 18. Any player suffers 1, so Zaxos is going to be reduced to 5. Not super fun. Nemesis goes again. We get Needlemaw. It's an 11 health minion. Greyfold suffers 2 damage every time it is activated. So luckily, that is the end of the Nemesis activations for the round, but there's only 2 cards left, so we'll see. Alright, Lash is going to go first, cast Spark, do 1 damage to the Needlemaw. He's then going to prep Spark and Spectral Echo, and then he's going to generate power. The Quartz Shard is going to generate 2 power, 1 for the Crystal, so that's 3, 5 for the Searing Ruby, 6 for a spell. I'm just going to take the Mage's Talisman on that one. Get me some charges. One of the things I've noticed in doing expert difficulty, I've had a lot of trouble getting my special abilities fully charged. And by the time he gets to tier 3 cards, like, game's over. You got to kind of defeat him in the first. There's 3 rounds for tier 1, 4 rounds for tier 2. So you have to defeat him kind of in the first 7 rounds. And this is round 4. So we'll see if I make it to round 8. His next hand is going to be Ignite, Spectral Echo, Unstable Prism, Searing Ruby, and a Crystal. Zaxos goes next. He is going to prep Ignite. He's going to generate 3 power. He's going to use that to focus his 3rd breach. Prep Flare to that. And he's going to use Mage's Talisman to gain a charge and grant 1 to Lash. So hopefully I can get at least 1 activation for each of them. He can do 5 damage. Lash can do 3. I would like to destroy the Needlemaw, although it's actually not that bad considering the other cards that are out there. Alright, Lash first. He's going to do 3 damage with Spectral Echo and Spark, reducing Needlemaw to 7. That allows him to destroy a card in his hand, which he's going to destroy the Crystal. He is then going to prep Spectral Echo and Ignite. He's going to use Unstable Prism to generate 2 power and Searing Ruby, so that gives him 4 power, 5 towards a spell. So 4 power. I don't know if I want to get charges yet. I'm just gonna take a ruby. That one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have no way to open breaches. Damn. Okay. I gotta spend my energy focusing. Okay, on his next turn, it's going to be 3 crystals, Spectral Echo, and an Unstable Prism. Zaxos is going to go first. Oh, I didn't have his hand out. 2, 3, 4, 5. His hand are 2 Searing Rubies, 2 crystals, and a Spark. So he's going to cast Flare. It is a Nemesis card, so it does 1 damage. Ignite does 2. So 3 damage to the Nidomaw. Bring it to 4. Also generates a charge for Lash from the Ignite. And then he's going to prep a Spark. And this generates 6 power, 8 towards a spell. So I'm going to buy 2 Ignites. And his next turn, he's going to have Spectral Echo, Arcane Nexus, Mage's Talisman, and 2 crystals. Nemesis is going to go first. So Nidomaw is going to do 2 damage to Gravehold, bringing it to 16. We then draw a card. We get another creature, the Venomite, 9 health. The player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage, or any player discards a prep spell that costs 3 power or more. So I do have a couple of those, but man, discarding prep spells is kind of annoying. Nemesis goes again. Okay, so Nidomaw is going to do 2 damage to Gravehold. And then we have to discard one of these. Ignite. And then they draw a card. Another creature, Scorn, 9 health. Persistent, Gravehold suffers 3 damage or unleashed twice. Well, can't allow that. Oof. Rough. All right. Zaxos is going to go first. He's going to cast Spark. We're going to do 1 damage to the Nidomaw. I guess. He's going to use 2 power to focus his second breach. And he's going to prep Arcane Nexus and Spectral Echo. And then he's going to use his Mage's Talisman to generate charge for himself and for Lash. Oof. Rough. And then Lash's turn. Lash is going to cast Spectral Echo, deal 2 damage to the Nidomaw. Destroy Crystal. He's going to prep Spectral Echo. He's going to use Unstable Prism to also destroy Crystal for 2 power, and then generate 3rd power with the last Crystal and buy Verswood. So Lash's next turn is going to have a Verswood, Unstable Prism, Mage's Talisman, Spark, and a Searing Ruby. 2, 3, 4, 5. Zaxos is going to have 4 crystals and a Verswood. Not looking good, guys. Lash is at 4 health. Zaxos is at 5. Gravehold is at 14. Rageborne's at 63. And then he has 3 creatures on the board. A Nidomaw with 1 health, Venomite with 9, and Scorn with 9. So I mean, those things can lay some hurt on me, especially if I get an unlucky Nemesis card. All right. Spectral Echo is going to deal 2 damage. I'm going to kill the Nidamal, even though it's inefficient. Just going to do it. And that allows me to destroy my Spark. I'm going to get rid of that. Mage's Talisman is going to generate a charge for each of them. Gives him 5 and Zaxos 4. This, and then I'm going to generate power. This allows me to get 6 power, 7 towards a spell, so I'm going to buy an Arcane Nexus. I'm then going to use Lash's special ability, which allows me to shuffle that card right back into the deck at the cost of 1 health. Brings Lash down to 3, but needs an extra activation. Okay, Zaxos is going next. I like the way this is going. We are going to cast Arcane Nexus and Spectral Echo. That's going to do 6 damage. We're going to do that to Venomite, because he's going to be discarding my spells. That's also going to allow me to destroy a crystal. I then can generate 5 power. I'm going to use 2 of that for a charge. And then buy a Spectral Echo. Oh, well. That's not good. His next hand is 3 Ignites, a Flare, and a Mage's Talisman. And he only has 1 Breach open. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not good. Lash is going to have Quartz, Shard, Crystal, Spark, Spectral Echo, and Searing Ruby. I am also going to... Oh, yeah. I already used this. So he has no charges. I am going to use Zaxos's special ability as well. So that cost me 5. I can redistribute 4. I'm going to give 2. Actually, I'm going to give all 4 to Lash. And then he can reveal the turn order card deck, and I can choose the order of it. So, Nemesis cards are going to the end. That's how that's going to work. All right. So Lash is going next. He's going to prep his Spark and Spectral Echo. He's going to generate 2 power, 3, 5, 6 towards a spell. He's going to use 2 to activate his ability. Or to get a charge. And then the other 3 is to buy a Vrisswood. He is also going to use his ability. He's going to use it on Zaxos. Oh, that means I got to shuffle. I got to do it. I got to get him through that turn. That thing's brutal. I'm going to lose this game pretty quickly anyway if I don't get lucky. All right. And Zaxo suffers 1 damage from that, so that brings him down to 4. Nemesis is next. That's too bad. So we're going to discard the Spectral Echo to cancel out the Venomite, and then Scorn is going to do 3 damage to Gravehold. Let me draw a card. Unleash twice. And then the player with the most prep spells discards the most expensive. And that's 2 unleashes, so 2 strikes. So the first strike, player with the most open breaches, which is Lash, suffers 3 damage. That exhausts him. That destroys one of his breaches. Eliminates all of his charges and his prep spells. Not good. So if Zaxos has 4 life. If he loses all of his life, he loses the game. It also means, or I lose the game. It also means I can no longer use Lash's special ability on himself. Okay. The players collectively discard the 2 most expensive prep spells. So that's lucky. And that brings Rageborne back down to 3 strike tokens. So didn't end the game, although it's getting close. All right. Zaxos, he is going to prep Ignite. He is going to use a Mage's Talisman to generate a charge from himself and Lash. And that's it. And then he draws 2 cards. 2 Searing Rubies. Very nice. Okay. Then he goes again. He's going to cast Ignite. That's going to do 2 damage to the Venomite, bringing it down to 1. Also gives a charge to Lash. He's then going to use both Searing Rubies to generate 4 power to open his second breach. And he's going to prep 2 Ignites to that breach. To those breaches. Then gets to draw 4 cards. Ugh, 3 Crystals of Spark along with his Flare. But that's why I did that, is to kind of get him out of that behind the 8 ball situation. Nemesis goes next, unfortunately. Player with the most life suffers 2 damage, or I can discard a spell. Definitely doing that. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. That's going to bring me down to 8 life on Gravehold. Not good. Rageborne's still sitting at 63. And he draws a card. Unleash twice and Gravehold suffers 3 damage. That would probably lose me the game. Or place the most recently discarded minion card back into play. So, no choice. Niedermaul comes back to life. Not good, guys. I do not have my breaches open enough. I do not have enough damaging spells. So, in this situation where I don't have Amplified Vision, and I don't have Focusing Orb, and I don't have Flexing Dagger, which all help you open up your breaches, it'd be really nice to have Chain Lightning, so that I could still get a good damage economy going, but I don't have that. So, yeah, not great. Lash is going next. Only has 1 breach open. I'll prep Ignite. This is worth 6 focus, 6 power, 7 towards a spell. So I will focus, prep the 3rd breach, prep Spectral Echo. That leaves me with 3 power, and I will buy Reverse Wood. Yeah. That makes sense. Should I buy a Phoenix? Fine. What do I think? No. First wood. I'm so screwed in this game. I got. Oh man. Look how thick this deck is. I can't be buying it. Those kind of cards. And that's the end of what, round 5? 5 or 6? I'm not gonna make it 8. No way. No way. I have no way to heal Gravehold. I have no way to heal my players. Yeah. Okay, Zaxos first. 2 damage. He's going to kill the Venomite. Not efficient, but gets one of them off the board. Gives a charge to Lash. He's going to prep Flare and Spark. And he's going to use that 3 for Verswood. 2, 3, 4, 5. Spectral Echo, Arcane Nexus, Mage's Talisman, Verswood, and a Crystal. He does go again. So Flare is going to go next for 3 damage. Spark does 1, so that's 4 damage. I'm going to do that to Scorn. Very nice. Prep Spectral Echo and Arcane Nexus. Use the Mage's Talisman to generate a charge for each of the mages. Then I'm going to use the Verswood twice because of the Arcane Nexus. And then the Crystal, that gives me 5 power. Two charges. His next turn, 3 crystals, Verswood, and Spectral Echo. Lash goes next, though. So, Spectral Echo and Ignite. That's going to do 4 damage. Brings Scorn down to 1. Nice. That also grants a charge, fully charging up Zaxos' ability. I am going to prep Spectral Echo to the 1 open breach. I'm going to use Unstable Prison to destroy that crystal. That still generates 4 power. I'm going to use Zaxos' special ability, which gives I'm going to give 1 charge to myself, 3 to Zaxos, and I get to reveal these cards. Okay, I'm going to keep that order. 1, 2, 1 Nemesis. But I am going to then activate Lash's special ability on Zaxos, and that means I get to shuffle number 2 card back into the deck at the cost of 1 life. That takes all my power. My charges, sorry. I then am going to use Mage's Talisman to generate a charge for himself and for Zaxos. And then I'm going to use Verswood Amber to buy another charge. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So his next turn, Arcane Nexus, Verswood, Unstable Prism, Serum Ruby, and a Quartz Shard. And Nemesis goes next. So Gravehold takes 3 damage, bringing it to 5. And Gravehold takes 2 more, bringing it to 3. So I'm going to draw a card. Invoke Carnage. You can discard for 7 power. It's a power 2. Unleash. Any player suffers 1 damage. plus 1 additional damage for every Fury token Rageborne has. So that's a game ender. I have to discard that. Maybe I can do it with Lash's turn. That's 5 power, that's not enough. Zaxos goes next. He's going to cast Spectral Echo, just killing the Scorn. It's okay, guys. Waste a point of damage. And he's going to cast Arcane Nexus, dealing 1 damage. Oh! No, he's not. He's going to hold on to that. I'm not going to destroy a card either. Not going to destroy a card. So I'm not going to cast Arcane Nexus. I'm going to prep spell Spectral Echo. I'm going to use Arcane Nexus to use the Vrisswood Amber twice for 4 power, and then the additional 3 crystals to generate 7 power and cancel the Invoke Carnage. So I did lose some offense. So I'm, if it's funny how that feels. Here's a good hand: 2 Searing Rubies, 2 Ignites, and a Mage's Talisman. It doesn't feel like I'm losing horribly, but Rageborne still has 63 health. I've done 7 damage to him the entire game, and I only have 3 breaches open. And my highest damage spell is 4. So even if I had a 4 damage spell prep to each breach, each round, like every single activation, the most I can do is 12 damage. Or 24 damage for a full round. So I would need to survive 3 rounds getting a 4 every perfect spell draws. And that doesn't even count the creatures. And there's no way I'm surviving 3 rounds. There's no way. 3 life for Gravehold, 3 for Zaxos. Basically, the next time he generates a Fury token, I lose the game. Gravehold's going to suffer 2 damage. Bring it to 1. Oh, hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. Oh, is it getting late? I don't want you to hurt your neck. I'm almost done. Blood Cry. To discard, lose 4 charges. Power 2, unleash 4 times. I'm just going to nip that right in the bud. Discard. Okay. Lash. He's going to cast Spectral Echo, dealing 2 damage to the Nidamoo. Bring it to 9. Not going to destroy anything. Oh. Well, actually, I'll just throw a Court Shard. No, I like that card. Why would I do that? Anyway. Prep the Arcane Nexus. He is then going to generate 6 power with these 3 gems. Actually, 7 power. 8 towards the spell. But I'm just going to use the 6. I'm going to generate 3 charges to Lash. And then I'm going to use his special ability on Zaxos. Which, because we're at the end, I basically just get to take the 2 card out. And put that back out there. So none of my players have any charges now, but special abilities are definitely the way to go. They're more powerful than any cards. Next turn, Crystal, Vrisswood, Searing Ruby, Spectral Spark, and Zaxos is going to go. He is going to cast both Spectral Echo and Arcane Nexus to deal 6 damage to the Nidamoo. Bring it to 3. He's going to prep 2 Ignites. He's going to use Mage's Talisman to gain a charge for each of them. And then 2 Searing Rubies is 4 power, 6 towards a spell. And he's just going to buy 2 charges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His next turn is 3 crystals, ignite, and a spark. So that got me an extra activation that round. So thing is, I can only use that one Lash's ability one more time in the game to get that extra activation. So I just don't see it. Gravehold's got 1 life. Zaxos has 2. In fact, if unless I kill that Needham first, I lose the game on a Rageborne activation. What I'm looking at. So let's see. Okay. That's good news. So cast both ignites and kill the Needham. So that at least takes that off the board. And that generates 2 charges for Lash. He's then going to prep, ignite, and spark, and then use the 3 crystals to generate a charge. He gets Flare, Mage's Talisman, Bristwood Crystal, Spectral Echo. Lash goes next. He's going to cast Arcane Nexus and deal 4 damage to the Rageborne. That's exciting. I haven't dealt damage from him in several rounds, so I finally got out from under that 8 ball. But I'm basically dead on his next activation anyway. So, but their abilities, I just got to get these up and running sooner, man. I mean, of course, those Knights and Mage's Talismans are really helping. I'm going to prep Spectral Echo. Spark I can't do anything with. And I generate 5 power, 6 towards a spell. So I will focus my 3rd breach, prep the Spark to that for 3 power, and then use the other 2 charge. That's not smart, is it? Yeah, well, I already did it. Lash goes again. Yeah, so it worked out. 1, 2, 3. He's going to cast Spectral Echo and Spark for 3 damage. Bring Rageborne to 56. He's going to prep, ignite. He's worth 6 power. So he's going to focus his 4th breach, prep Spectral Echo to it, also buy a charge for 4, buy a charge for 2, and then cast Quicken Thought on Zaxos, costing him 1 life. Letting me take this player 2 card, reshuffling it. How long can my luck hold? I know, it's almost done. Oh, Nemesis is going. So board's empty, so nothing kills me immediately. But we do draw Jagged One, who unleashes twice every activation and has 14 life. So that would cause Rageborne to strike twice on his next activation, and that'll cost me the game. Zaxos is going to go first, though. He's going to cast Ignite and Spark for 3 damage. It's a Jagged One, I guess. It also generates a charge. I know. And then I'm going to prep Spectral Echo and Flare. Use Mage's Talisman to generate charge for each of them. I am then going to cast Zaxos' ability to reveal. Okay, I'm going to keep that. And then I'm generating 3 power. 5 Phoenix Flame. There's no point to generate a charge because I can't do anything till I can't use that till next round anyway. I can't. There's no point to give Lash anything. You can't use a special ability anymore. Yeah, next turn, Spectral Echo, Bristwood, and 3 crystals. So Zax is gonna go again. Flare is gonna do 1 damage because that's a Nemesis card. This is gonna do so 3 damage. I'm gonna destroy a crystal. Brings Jagged One to 8. Prep Spectral Echo and generate 4 power. Ignite. Doesn't really matter. Because Nemesis is going next. So first thing that's going to happen is he's going to unleash twice, bring in the 5 Fury tokens. Let me draw a card. Any player places their discard pile on top of their deck, shuffles it, and then destroys the top 4 cards of their deck, and then unleash twice. So it's impossible for me to survive. Rageborne's going to strike 4 times, which basically all do damage to either Gravefold or a player. Zaxos has 1 life. Gravefold has 1 life. So we're destroying Vristwood, a Crystal, Ignite, and a Spark. And then the first strike card, Gravefold suffers 5 damage. That is game. -4. I have lost. Gravefold is sitting at 56 life. There would have also been, that leaves, what, 6? So the next 3 strike cards would have been Gravefold suffers 3 damage, player 1. Any player suffers 4 damage, and players collectively discard the 2 most expensive prep spells. Technically, you shuffle in between those, but just to give you an idea of how I'm like -8 Gravefold life and -5 player life. So, lessons learned. Their special abilities kick ass. I didn't like Zaxos's enough. Lash's is great. I'm probably gonna use Lash. I think, who is it? Misty? Or that other girl that heals? Okay. But the Misty girl that can heal like 1 with her card. I think that's who it is. No, it's not Mist. It's the other girl. Maybe it is Mist. Oh, Kadir. That's who it is. I think I'm going to use her with Lash next time. I think that's a good combo. Because that'll allow him to heal, and then she can, like, extra attack. Zaxos is too expensive to... Okay, so the lesson I'm learning is randomizers are hard. I don't think you're meant to use them. I think it's fine to use them on normal difficulty. If you're playing on increased difficulty, it's a puzzle. It's a solitaire game. I think you need a very specific combination to pull this off. And that's specific mages and specific store cards to crack that puzzle. So it is possible. I'm not going to look it up. But I may pick my store for the next game because I don't think I've dropped Rageborne below 50 once. And this is 4 games in now. I'm starting to see what works and what doesn't. You still got to get a little lucky with when it comes to the Nemesis deck, and obviously the turn order deck. It's got to play out kind of the right way. But Zaxos is awesome. I like him a lot. He's garbage, though, with 0 cards that focus breaches. His breaches are expensive to open, and his advantage is generating charges, controlling the turn order, and just casting spells. And I wasn't really able to do that. Flash is great for giving extra activations, but you need a way to heal, which I didn't have. I didn't have the healing card. I didn't have the Greyfold healing card. I think I might pick my cards next game. Break my own rule. Maybe we'll just do randomizers for all the normal modes. I think that's definitely reasonable for those. And then I pick my cards on expert difficulty. Because you guys don't really want to watch me lose 7 times, do you? I don't know. We'll see. But I'm still just on Rageborne. I got 3 more Nemesis to go before I can even go at the expansion. So I'm getting a little frustrated. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. And if not, just had a little fun. All right. God bless. I got to take my dogs out.